Salam alaykum wa rahmatullah. The Prophet Muhammad was one of the most successful men in the entire history. Or as Michael H. Hart said, he was the only man in history who was supremely successful on both religious and secular levels. The Prophet Muhammad taught us how to be successful in this world as well as on the Day of Judgment. So today, I decided to bring you the top 5 principles of success according to the Prophet Muhammad. Principle number 1, begin from the possible. If you want to reach a certain goal, for example, I want to have 10,000 subscribers on this channel. You can't expect it to blow up in a few months or a few days, right? Aisha radhiyallahu anha said, whenever the Prophet had to choose between 2 options, he always opted for the easier choice. So the easier choice here is to begin from the possible. Start making videos on a regular basis until you reach your goal, which you think is impossible. Principle number 2, find advantage in disadvantage. And do know that everything happens for a reason. You may not know the reason, but Allah knows it very well. And you will learn a lesson from this incident. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, Inna ma'al usri yusra, Inna ma'al usri yusra. With every hardship, there is ease. With every hardship, there is ease. When you have problems, there will definitely be opportunities. So to succeed, ignore the problems and focus on the opportunities. Principle number 3, turn minus into plus. And this story will explain everything to you. After the Battle of Badr, about 70 of the disbelievers were taken as prisoners of war. And they were educated people. The Prophet Muhammad announced that if any one of them would teach 10 Muslims how to read and write, this prisoner would be freed. And this was the first school in the Islamic history in which the students are Muslims and the teachers are not just non-Muslims, but they are the enemies of Muslims. Principle number 4, gradualism instead of radicalism. And this, in my opinion, is the best way to make social changes. So, if you analyze the verses that were revealed in the first 13 years, they were all about heaven, hellfire, shirk, etc. But after Muslims' hearts became soft and they immigrated to Medina, Allah revealed the laws gradually. For example, drinking. Allah knows that those people drink a lot and they're used to it. So, look at how drinking was prohibited gradually throughout these 3 verses. So the first verse was in Surah Al-Baqarah. Allah said, they ask you about intoxicants and games of chance, saying both of them there is a great sin and profit for men, and their sin is greater than their profit. Then in Surah An-Nisa, Allah said, O you who believe, do not go near salat, which is prayer, when you are intoxicated, until you know what you're saying. And here Allah prohibited drinking partially. When you're praying, you can't drink. And lastly, in Surah Al-Ma'idah, Allah said, O you who believed, indeed intoxicants, gambling, stone altars, and divining arrows are but defilement from the work of shaitan, or Satan. So avoid it, that you may be successful. And finally, principle number 5, peace instead of violence. See, most of non-Muslims think Islam was spread by the sword and all this stuff, but it's actually the opposite. Let me give you an example. When Mecca was conquered, all of the Prophet's enemies were brought before him. And of course you might think, the Prophet said, kill them all, bad disbelievers, I don't like them. But all he said was, go, you're free. So obviously they were shocked. And this kind of behavior had a miraculous impact on them, to the point that they accepted Islam immediately. So, these were the top 5 principles of success. Thanks for watching, thanks for taking your time watching my videos and subscribing to my channel, and liking and commenting. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Have a blessed day. Salam alaykum wa rahmatullah.
وجروحنا من تحتكم ألغام